Kim Kardashian reveals landlords have rejected lease applications from released prisoner whose rent she's offered to cover for 5 years because of his criminal record. Kim Kardashian has put a call out to her fans for help housing a reformed criminal who was President Trump's guest at his State of the Union address in February. The 38-year-old reality TV star took to Twitter on Friday to plead for someone to help find a Tennessee apartment for Matthew Charles, who in 1996 was sentenced to 35 years in prison for selling crack cocaine and other related offenses. In the socialite's tweet, she explained that even with her planning to hand over 5 years of payments before Charles moves in, those supporting Charles were not having luck finding a home for him. Matthew Charles's lease application was rejected again, because of his criminal record. Even with me paying his rent in advance, she began. If there are any landlords with a 2-bedroom in Nashville willing to give Mr. Charles a second chance, contact mocapt615@gmail.com. Serious inquiries only, thank you. A friend of Charles has been by his side as he seeks a permanent accommodation of his own with the hindrance of a lacking credit history. Even after Kardashian pledged to pay his rent on Monday, by Friday Charles had received his second rejection after submitting a series of lease applications. They are still waiting to hear back about other applications and remain hopeful someone will pull through with an offer. Speaking about the man, who was in Louisiana Friday on a speaking engagement, Tim Hartman explained that the Keeping Up with the Kardashian star sought their approval before sharing Charles' situation with her 60. But she's not the only one who has offered a helping hand. Kim's camp contacted us, and she offered to tweet about it. We thought it would be a good idea to open up, see what opportunities are out there, Hartman told the Tennessean. I know people will make exceptions for him, it's about trying to find a good place for him. Several people have reached out, are willing to help. Other than the number of bedrooms, it's not clear what the exact requirements are on Charles' side. Hartman said in an Instagram caption on an image of Kardashian, Matthew is overwhelmed by Kim's generous gift and from all the support he's received from that initial Instagram post last week. Charles was released from prison in January this year thanks to the First Step Act, criminal justice reform legislation which Kardashian herself helped convince President Donald Trump to enact. Charles redeemed himself after being locked up for non-violent drug offenses. He found God while behind bars, completed more than 30 Bible studies, became a law clerk, taught GED classes, and mentored fellow inmates. On January 3 this year he was the first prisoner released as a result of the formerly incarcerated Reenter Society Transformed Safely Transitioning Every Person, First Step Act. My administration worked closely with members of both parties to sign the First Step Act into law. This legislation reforms sentencing laws that have wrongly and disproportionately harmed the African American community, Trump said in his speech last month before explaining Charles' story of being incarcerated aged 30. The First Step Act gives non-violent offenders the chance to re-enter society as productive, law-abiding citizens. Now, states across the country are following our lead. America is a nation that believes in redemption. Now, Matthew is the very first person to be released from prison under the First Step Act. Matthew, on behalf of all Americans, welcome home. Kim is clearly passionate about criminal justice and made headlines after her campaign to free Alice Marie Johnson proved successful in June of last year. The daughter of Kris Jenner successfully campaigned for Johnson to be pardoned by Trump after she spent 21 years in prison for a non-violent drug offense. Kim has been a champion for criminal justice reform, and her support for not only Matthew but countless others in this situation has been unwavering, Hardiman continued in his Instagram post. "I'm forever grateful that she's chosen to use her voice for such a noble cause." Kim previously revealed she is committed to working on other similar cases and helping many more people. "It's a longer-term mission for me. I never started out thinking I was being political," she said. "I just thought I was helping people and I knew that I had the opportunity or the resources, so I used them and, you know, it worked out really well for Alice. I definitely saw a lot of compassion from the White House with her and I really do believe it's just the beginning."